KUSI is committed to covering our local military's role in the war on terror. Tonight we continue that mission with a special report on an elite Camp Pendleton artillery unit.
KUSI reporter John Soderman and photographer Mike Gold, both military veterans, have been assigned to show you a side of the military that you don't normally see. John is here right now with our first installment. John.
Alan and Trenda, the fact is San Diego's military community has done so much of the heavy lifting in just about every area of the world where our troops are fighting and serving.
When it comes to the war on terror, the footprints of San Diego's military are quite frankly all over the place. Whether it be on the ground, on the high seas, or in the sky. The fact is, these sounds of power are a powerful testament to the sacrifices being made by San Diego's military, especially on the ground. Like these Camp Pendleton Marines who have just arrived in Afghanistan and will soon be at the tip of the spear, engaging the enemy in daily firefights, like this one in the dangerous Helmand province, where Camp Pendleton Marines call out for help after a fellow Marine is wounded.
But these sounds of power only made possible because of the fact that the U.S. military trains so intensively. Here now, a rare behind-the-scenes look at a live fire exercise involving an elite Camp Pendleton artillery unit. And it's not that often the cameras get this close to the big guns.
Sergeant, what kind of gun is this?
This is the M777 Alpha II.
The words of Marine Sergeant Jonathan Maltez, who was supervising this live fire drill involving the 155mm howitzer canyon. But don't let this Marine Sergeant's baby face fool you. Recently back from Afghanistan, Maltez is the portrait of complete confidence as he directs his men in firing live cannon rounds.
Shell, WP. Fuse quick.
Ready, go! Fire!
But the act of getting a cannon round to hit its intended target is a precise military science requiring surgical-like precision and a lot of teamwork. Teamwork between forward observers and personnel at the actual firing site. Maltez's unit recorded 0 civilian casualties, 0 friendly fire casualties during their last deployment to Afghanistan, which is why these Marines say firing live rounds during training missions is so important when it comes to getting the job done on the battlefield.
Charge 2. For example, in Afghanistan, we're there for 7 months. For every day for 24 hours, the Marines are manning the howitzers because they could receive a fire mission. Many times those fire missions were within 600 meters of friendly troops. And so when you have a 155mm high explosive round impacting, you have to make sure that it's very accurate and it's gonna land where it's supposed to land.
Deflection 3, 2, 1, 3.
The artillery in itself has very little room for error. For example, we have to make sure that our rounds are impacting where we want them to impact. Otherwise, we could cause fratricide or we could cause civilian casualties.
Shell WP, PD!
So when we went in combat, we did have a very successful deployment. No fratricide, no civilian casualties during the whole month, during the 7 months that we were there. But it starts here at Camp Pendleton, the live fire, that we can build those basic building blocks for sustainment training so we can perform in combat.
Quadrant 308!
And I think the American public wants our cannoneers and the cannon battalions to make sure that they're as well trained as possible. So when they do go into a combat situation, they're able to perform.
Artillery's also often been called king of battles, so I mean, that reputation speaks for itself.
And when this howitzer cannon speaks for itself, it says, fire! Which is why Sergeant Maltez says,
the way I can describe artillery is we're kings of battle.
The kings of battle who reign supreme.
So again, we salute the cannoneers of 1st Battalion, 11th Marines. In our next salute, we speak with Marines from 3-5, as in 3rd Battalion, 5th Regiment, who just returned from the most dangerous part of Afghanistan. In the newsroom, John Soderman, KUSI News.
All right, John, look forward to your next report.